I'm Leo Warder for Kit Guru, and this gaming PC here is from Chillblast and it's called Fusion Drone. I'm going to start GTA 5 running because it's going to take a little while to complete. It's a low-end PC, cheap, £499 including VAT. And the benchmark they will be loading. So what do we have? We have a Micro ATX case from Zalman, a very basic case indeed. And going down the spec, the processor AMD X4 860K, which is a quad-core 3.7 gigahertz. No graphics core in that particular processor. If you want to upgrade to an A1070 850K, which does have a graphics core, it costs another £59. Cooler on there, a Corsair H55. Gigabyte motherboard, AMD R7 graphics card, which you can upgrade for sort of £65–70 running up to GTX 960 territory. 8 gigabytes DDR3 1600 memory. Storage is a 1TB SSHD, so no SSD in this PC. Power supply is a basic 500 watt from Aerocool. Again, you can upgrade to a 500 watt from SFP for £9. So really we are talking basic specification, everything available to be upgraded, and then Windows 10. I added up those components. I came to a figure of something in the territory of £400. So you're paying £499 to have the thing built, delivered with a warranty, which brings home really what it's like building PCs at the absolute bottom end of the market, which is to make any sort of margin whatsoever is as tough as old boots. Anyway, those of you with a very long memory may actually recognize this as a 19-inch display, and you may look at the shape of the thing and go, oh, blimey, it's not really very widescreen. That's because it's running at 12:10 rather than full HD. Unusual in this day and age, I know, and in fact this cable here is a DVI cable, not even HDMI. The reason for that, apart from the fact it felt a bit peculiar having a whacking great big display for this tiddly little PC, is that it is low in power, and the result is that when I was running my benchmarks at full HD, I was getting frame rates when I was sitting on average settings. I was getting frame rates in the 30-something frames per second. 40 was a really good day out. I could have obviously dropped the settings to low, but that's quite painful. That got frame rates above 40. This here 12:10 is obviously an easier job than full HD, and frame rates in GTA 5 are around the 40-something frames per second. So you're not talking a blazing gaming machine, that is absolutely for sure. But it does do a job. This is GTA 5, it is running, it does look okay. If you're sort of thinking console type territory, then that would seem to be a very reasonable thing. By the by, if you're wondering, this thing in top of the case is a USB Wi-Fi dongle, just so I can connect Steam easily. So the spec is basic. No optical drive. Obviously this case supports an optical drive. You could have one if you wanted. Looking inside, as you will see, there is essentially nothing. There's a motherboard, some memory, a very small graphics card, the processor, liquid cooler, which I actually think is quite a sensible move because AMD processors, although they tend to be underpowered, they tend to be relatively toasty. They need help with the cooling. If you whack an air cooler on them, they generally speaking are quite noisy and not especially cool, but it's the noise. This PC is perfectly acceptably quiet. The SSHD rather than a plain hard drive, again, having a hybrid hard drive, it helps. It drives things along that bit quicker, but nonetheless, it still came as something of a blast from the past to turn the thing on, have to wait. You wait while things load, and Windows loads, and then Steam connects, and Steam confirms, and on and on and on. Everything takes time, but that is nature. Even unzipping my test files, actually, unzipping PC Mark 3, Mark and Western 4 installed, that took, it takes time. It really gives you a feel for what it's like having a PC that actually is quite a common or garden PC in the real world. I think most Kit Guru readers are enthusiasts. The PCs that we have are fast, they are grunty, they're SSD, they run decent graphics, have good processors. This is more representative of what the common man has. And there we have it, GTA 5, it ran without a glitch. Reiterating, 12:10 settings average using 1.5 gigabytes of the 2 gigabytes of graphics memory. And this PC, if I just pull off the back panel actually, it's actually been quite handy for me having this PC in from Chillblast, because when I do things like build a PC using a £300 motherboard and a £300 processor and a £400 graphics card and loads of memory, There's a part of me that thinks this is not normal, but it's fun. How does it compare to the real world? This has been a bit of a wake-up call, really, because this case, for example, it's about £20 from Zalman. It's a micro ATX tower. It's a box. It just contains stuff, but it does a reasonable job. I mean, the cables are tidy. They've managed to tuck them away. Can't complain. The motherboard, most exciting. It's got more SATA connections than you can shake a stick at. They're never going to be used, but that doesn't really matter. One slight curiosity is you've got a hard drive cage up there and liquid cooler down the bottom. Slightly unusual, works absolutely fine. Plenty of space for expansion should you choose to do so. My guess is if you buy a PC like this, you have no intention of expanding it whatsoever. On the top, we have USB 3 ports. We have headset jacks in the usual way. We have power button, reset button. It's all fine. Temperatures when the thing was running were CPU idled at 28 degrees, loaded at 41. GPU idled also at 28, loaded at 66. You can't complain about that. That's nice and cool. The processor at 41 degrees. Yeah, very good to see. Do I like this PC? It's all right. It's the sort of thing that were you buying a PC for your teenager, and by teenager I do mean 13-year-old rather than 18-year-old, I think they'd be okay. But then we know them. They want to have 18,000 windows open. They want to play every game on the planet. They want everything to be like that. This PC, I do not think is going to fulfill that criteria. If they're a sensible kid, it will do nicely. The tragedy is I think it's more likely actually to be kind of your second PC for the home. It does everything that you want competently. You can play it's not a gaming PC. It can play games. It's not a gaming PC. Question is, do you instead go for the integrated AMD approach, ditch the graphics card you see as the integrated AMD graphics? I would say actually no reason why you couldn't, but then that would take the gaming power down one notch. But we are so far down the food chain here that it's, I don't think that would necessarily matter. And then if you're doing that, do you go for mini ITX? It's decisions. Micro ATX tower, absolutely fine. Low power, fine. Does the job, fine. $499, it's not, you can't complain about the price. It does bring home the point, however, that for $699, $799, you get a lot more PC for your money. When you consider the VAT in this is £900, which is just, you know, ugh. That's a graphics card right there. And that really is the thing. If you consider the Fusion drone to be a start at this point, upgrade a few components, then you would get considerably better value for your money if you were to upgrade some components. But it is interesting to see every once in a while what the rest of the world has to contend with a Windows 10 PC. It does a job. It's not exciting. Would I recommend it to a gamer? No, definitely not. Would I recommend it to my gran? It's actually overkill. That's the thing. Would a teenager suit it? No, not really. The way I see it is the Fusion drone is one of those PCs that you start at this spec, you upgrade some stuff, you end up with a PC that's worth having. This is a starting point. This is not a PC you're likely to buy yourself. This is the award for Kit Guru. This is the Chillblast Fusion drone.